we're in the home stretch of this year with little Christmas vibes going on. I got a new electric fireplace, so I'm going to give a little ambiance, set the mood for Christmas in this training session. This is another lower body training session. I've been inconsistent with upper body because of my bicep, but I finally, after all this time, got it diagnosed, and it is not tendonitis. There's an actual tear in there, as I learned. It's a low-grade partial tear. I'm getting mixed input on what I should do. Orthopedist wants to do surgery, but I've talked to a couple of physical therapists that I know, and they don't think that I need to. So I'm not going to right now. I'm going to try and get another cortisone shot and then go from there. So just kind of trying to piece together my training because I still plan on doing my powerlifting meet and bodybuilding show in May. I may do a 5K in April. We'll see about that. So anyway, we're going to keep pressing on. I've had to change up some structure of things. You can see I'm doing lateral raises, so I'm trying to shorten these sessions because I'm getting ready to head into some off-season football for some off-season football strength and conditioning for the high school that I work at. So we'll train in the mornings after I get done with my training. So I'd condense it a little bit, make sure I'm really efficient, which I haven't been. I've been dragging ass a little bit in these sessions because I knew I had time, but I don't have time anymore. So here are these squats. Instead of doing a bunch of back downs, I'm kind of playing with just doing some singles on this day and then doing more kind of bodybuilding accessory work to follow it up. So those squats I ended up doing 3 singles at 335. And here are my deadlifts. I'm going back and forth between sumo and conventional. I'm being very, very cautious with my deadlifts. This was only 315 for 3 sets of 1 per sumo and conventional because of my bicep. Both physical therapists told me to really be conservative with my deadlifts just because of that kind of pulling on my bicep tendon. So that's what I'm trying to do. Just trying to move sub-maximal weights relatively quickly as that happens for me, which, I just don't move very fast. So what you saw was about as fast as it's going to get. Doesn't matter if it's 135 or 315. That thing's going to move the same exact way. The plight of being a mediocre athlete. But here's the leg press. This is 365. Ended up doing 2 sets. I think I ended up with 11. I'm just setting a range for everything, so it's either 8 to 15 or 8 to 12. Wherever I end up is totally fine with me. Try and progress that slowly over time. But, when people talk about auto-regulation, they talk a lot about auto-regulating the amount of sets that you're doing, auto-regulating the weight, the reps in reserve, all that kind of stuff. But I'm really kind of playing with auto-regulating the exercise selection. So as I've said before, I kind of work off of a template. And then on any given day, based on how I feel, I may stay with whatever the exercise selection is, or I may move it depending on kind of how I feel. So if it calls for a heavy squat and it feels terrible and I feel terrible going in, then I may switch the variation. If it feels great, then I may just kind of push on as written. So yeah, kind of messing around with auto-regulating the exercise variations a la a little West Side. That's where I think West Side got mostly everything right. There's very few things that I disagree with, if any, when it comes to West Side and conjugate, and switching the variation is its own form of auto-regulation. So don't let anyone tell you any different. You can auto-regulate pretty much anything in training, including the exercise variations from week to week. As long as you're moving some heavy weight, you're close to failure, training each muscle group twice a week, you're making some type of progression over time, I think we're going to be okay. I don't think everything needs to be as sciencey as we make it out to be. Even though science is our foundation of everything, I think people go a bit overboard. I think you just need to have some fun with training and be consistent, give high effort, as I've said many, many times in all of these videos. Here are some deficit deadlifts. I'm using this as a bodybuilding movement / powerlifting movement. 185 with this. I was doing sets of 7 again, trying to be very, very cautious with my elbow. I started using straps again as well, which I hadn't in a while, but trying to be cautious with that. So ended up doing 3 sets with that and then switching between sumo deficit and conventional deficit. I'm not a zealot, so I like both conventional and sumo. Here are my cleans, which is a bit iffy. I was told not to do this, but it's 115 pounds. And I'm just focusing on, at that last moment, kind of pulling the bar up into my shoulders and fast elbows underneath at lighter weights, and I'm not trying to catch it in the bottom, so I think we're gonna be okay. I'll see monitor how elbow feels from day to day. Here's some 5-10-5s. We did a couple all out, and then we ended up with some handstands and cartwheels. Just a little frolicking amongst bros. Nothing wrong with it. Just trying to maintain some athleticism, keep up with my daughter in gymnastics. So that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Leave a comment, hit subscribe. I just want to bring back some good old fashioned training. So the more people I get eyes on it, the better off it'll be.